Hello, guys, and thanks a lot for joining us today. This is 7th of December, actually, and we are very happy to organize this webinar based on what we call the foundation of a digitalization program as a general message. I have today with me the US Chamber of Commerce in Romania, covering multiple countries in the region. We have also today one of my colleagues who will be delivering the presentations and the information. And we also thank you, our partner Temperfield, for being part of this webinar. So my name is Horia Constantinescu. I'm responsible for Pure Storage in a region called Southeast Europe. I am delighted to welcome you to the webinar, which I hope will give you the basic information about how important it is to have a good foundation for any digitalization services. So we are used and we are very, very often impacted by the digitalization, but we see only the surface. Everybody's used to use credit cards, to have applications, to do online commerce. But a lot of times we don't realize how important is what is beyond the surface, how big the iceberg is, and how important the foundation of the infrastructure is. We have today a lot of attendees from multiple countries. We have Romania, it's originating the webinar. We have Bulgaria, we have Serbia, we have Greece, we have Macedonia, we have Albania, and I really apologize for the countries that I didn't mention, but I really hope that we will have the US Chamber of Commerce, Pamela word, starting the welcoming speech, and actually you will see the flags of all the countries which are part of this webinar. So without further ado, we will have multiple speakers which I will introduce, or they will introduce themselves, but I will actually invite Pamela Ward to welcome you from on behalf of the US Chamber of Commerce in the region. Thank you very much. Pamela.
Thank you so much, Horia. Honorable state secretaries and representatives from the ministry, honorable mayors, council members, and representatives from local, city, and county governments, esteemed guests from academia, the diplomatic corps, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Hello, everyone. As you know, in our new virtual world, it makes it difficult to pinpoint the right greeting to cover all our intercontinental participants. So please allow me to just say welcome and move right along to opening today's event. My name is Pamela Ward, and I'm the Regional Senior Commercial Officer for Southeast Europe for the U.S. Department of Commerce's U.S. and Foreign Commercial Service. Among the many services that we provide to increase trade and create economic prosperity around the world is the introduction of exciting U.S. products, technologies, and companies to potential partners and customers, and then facilitating their entry and expansion into those markets. Today, I'm particularly pleased to introduce Pure Storage, one of those exciting U.S. companies, to this impressive virtual gathering of public and private stakeholders from across the region. We have participants from government offices from almost every country in the region, covering health, education, science, technology, digitalization, among others. We also have representatives from multiple universities and other institutions that could benefit from the innovative data solutions that Pure Storage offers. Thank you so much for finding time on your busy agendas for this important discussions. I see that many of you are involved in the field of healthcare and are searching for ways to better manage and utilize the vast amounts of information you deal with every day, regardless of your institutional specialties. If you have extensive data collections, and what large organization doesn't these days, you are undoubtedly searching for ways to use it to its full potential. I'll let the speakers from Pure Storage have the pleasure of outlining how their products and services help institutions experience data in a whole new and productive way. And I am keen to hear from each of them today about their creative and innovative services. The commercial service team based in U.S. embassies around the world are here today and every day to help you follow up on opportunities and partnering with U.S. companies like Pure Storage presents. We have local personnel in each of your countries, and we look forward to working with you. Please do reach out to us. Thank you again for joining us, and let me hand it over to the experts from Pure Storage to lead our discussions. Thank you, Horia.
Thanks again, Pamela. Really, really appreciate your help across the region and the US Chamber of Commerce across the region towards the government, towards the private, and towards the healthcare departments. I will also, I'm very happy to invite Claudiu Schmidt. This is our technical director for the region to present you what Pure Storage means for the foundation, for the digitalization, and why it is important in the whole ecosystem of online services. Claudiu?
Yes, hi everyone. Can I get the rights to share and to open my camera, please? Yes, hi everyone. So apologize for technical problems here. So my name is Claudiu Schmidt. I'm managing the technical team for Pure Storage in the emerging markets. Emerging markets consists of most of the Eastern European bloc. It consists of Middle East, South Africa. So it's a pretty large region, and I'm more than happy to join this webinar and talk about what and how Pure can help you with your digital transformation agenda. So if you look on the market trends we see right now on the market, you can see that hopefully the pandemic will end up soon, and a lot of analysts are predicting actually an increase in IT spend in the next years, actually doubling the budgets from the past years, and everything will go into this digital first agenda. And if you want to move into a digital era, you need to also look into what technologies and what platforms do you require to make it a success. And if you look on Pure Storage, we come up with a platform that gives you performance, gives you agility, but also gives you the security, and it de-risks you actually from the digital transformation risk. And I'm going to talk about more features, functionalities later on. The second trend is also the multi-cloud, the distributed multi-cloud. While in the past years, cloud was on everyone's agenda, modern applications, and customers have realized that cloud is not the only answer. Most applications require performance, require more security. So a distributed multi-cloud environment is more suitable for most enterprise customers and most customers running our platforms. So Pure Storage offers you the flexibility of running applications wherever you need them to run. You can move them from the cloud back to on-prem depending on your security requirements or your performance requirements. And also the next trend is the move away from products more into services and SLAs. So Pure Storage has a broad portfolio of products offering you highest performance requirements, highest performance answers, and also the flexibility to offer more services in a much faster time, and also dedicated, guaranteeing SLAs to your end customers. If you move now to the industry and technical trends, so you can see that, especially during pandemic, security was a hot topic. You can see a lot of hacker attacks, ransomware attacks to the environment. Data protection is crucial for your success of the digital transformation adoption. And Pure Storage offers a broad portfolio of offerings in this space. But also you see that a lot of CI/CD environments, the move to microservices, and also the move to container and Kubernetes environments, which also allow you to accelerate more services in your environment. It is predicted that whatever VMware has done in 10 years with the virtualization adoption, this will be done by the container market in 2 years. So you see a huge acceleration there. In terms of components pricing, you can see that there is right now there's a lot of pressure on the global supply. Pure Storage offers you a product which is not only very, very simple, with all the data reduction functionalities, all the architecture we've designed for all flash, we are using a lot less components, which actually de-risks this pressure on global supply for us. So we can still deliver our products in time for your needs. And then if you look on unstructured data, this is the most explosive growth. And you can see a lot of data coming in from social media, from sensors, from IoT, and these have to be used and utilized and monetized. So everybody knows that data is actually the new oil, and for that you need a completely new set of products, a completely new set of storage platforms. So let's look a little bit of why data is important for the digital transformation. So everything you see here on digital transformation aspect is the business analytics part, which needs to be optimized and transformed. Also the cybersecurity aspect, the cloud adoption and the hybrid cloud adoption is very crucial. Modernizing applications, moving to more microservices, moving to more containerized applications. Also the customer experience is crucial for the digital transformation, but also the AI machine learning. How do you get insight into your data, and also how do you get the adoption of AI machine learning into your applications, but also inside your storage platform. And for this, you need a platform which is very performant. The amount of data grows, and everybody knows the millennials who are the new customers now, they don't like to wait for a response time for applications to give an answer. Agility is also crucial for digital transformation, because you need to be agile, you need to move data from on-prem to the cloud and back, and need to manage this on a timely manner and with a huge amount of data. Cost is also a huge aspect of the digital transformation. Not only the cost of acquiring the product, the operational cost, and this is consists of the amount of people you need to run an environment, the green IT, so the aspect of cost in terms of power consumption, cooling, rack space. But the most important one is the reliability. So how reliable is your product? How reliable is your data platform? And these are crucial for your move forward. If you look at a different aspect here, so as I mentioned before, ransomware attacks were increasing in the past a few months during the pandemic. But also now, how can I reuse my data for analytics and AI? It's not enough to have it saved somewhere safe. There is no cold data anymore. So people need to monetize this data. And you can see that 71% of customers have identified that data and storage is a competitive differentiator. So, storage platform is the most critical aspect of your transformation. So the question is, why Pure? What can we offer to our customers? So you can see here, our company was founded in 2009, and during the past 21 years, we have managed to set the stage for most of the all-flash features and functionalities available on the market. We've done more than, for this year, spent more than $2.1 billion in revenue. We have a huge growth in terms of storage, in terms of customers. And I'm going to talk more about the Gartner and the Net Promoter Score in the later slide. So this is Gartner. So Gartner has come out in the past 8 years with what is called the all-flash Gartner report. And in the first 5 years, it was only an all-flash report, and we were leading this Gartner report for the 5 years in a row. 3 years ago, Gartner changed the way they publish this report, and they introduced any external storage into it. And even despite the fact that we don't have any hybrid arrays, we don't have any disk-based arrays, we are still leading this Gartner report compared to other competitors. Also in the field of file and block, you can see that we are also in the leaders quadrant with our FlashBlade product. And also with the acquisition of Portworx, we have now a platform, a storage platform for the Kubernetes environments, and we are there in the outperformance fields. So what are the values we bring to customers? So first of all, we use a completely new architecture of storage. So we have advanced algorithms where we are reducing the amount of flash you use for your production environment. So we estimate roughly 80% savings in terms of hardware consumption with our inline data reduction algorithms in terms of compression and deduplication. And this leads to reduction in environmental costs. So think about rack space, think about power, think about cooling. So all of these costs make our solution with saving about around 75% of the TCO cost. But with our Evergreen non-disruptive technology. We allow customers to actually buy a hardware product once and use it over decades without the need of migration anymore, without any disruption. So every hardware, every software upgrade within Pure is completely non-disruptive. And this is especially crucial for your customers when it comes to their experience with your solutions and your services. Also, the availability of our product is very, very high. So within one box, we offer 6 nines of availability. If you now take another box or multiple boxes, you create what we call an active environment. This availability goes even higher. We also want to reduce the risk you have when you run our products. So we offer data migration services, so you can migrate between different boxes. We offer also data reduction guarantees, so you don't have any risk when you buy our products. We as Pure, we take the risk to run our environments. And also in terms of operations, now if you think operational costs, the rough estimate of data storage management for one engineer is roughly 300 terabyte to 400 terabyte per employee. And with Pure, you can go up to over 5 petabytes per FTE, which is a huge cost reduction in terms of manpower. And if you think about moving forward, getting skilled people will be even more difficult. So what we are trying to achieve, and this is what where our success is based on, is a modern data experience. So if you think what we are trying to achieve with Pure is modernize your infrastructure. If you think about moving from tier 0 applications to tier 1 applications with our FlashArray X platform, delivering sub-millisecond latency with huge performance requirements, moving to the tier 2 storage, which is our FlashArray C, where we can give you an all-flash experience, low latency, high throughput as well for your tier 2 applications, and moving into the new space of the modern application, which require big boxes and high performance boxes for fast file and object. But you also want to modernize your operations. So with our Pure One platform, we give you direct visibility into whatever happens with your data. So it's a SaaS-based platform, it's AI-driven, and it gives you real insight into how you consume, how you grow, and where potential bottlenecks may rely. We also offer Evergreen Storage, as I mentioned, where you have a subscription to innovation, we call it. So you buy a product once, and over the next decades, we are continuously innovating our hardware and our software products, and you don't need to repurchase the product again, and you don't have to migrate to take these new functionalities, to consume these new functionalities. And also with Pure Fusion, we go a step further where we say, no, you don't have to manage your environment, actually. No, Pure will offer you a framework where we will optimize the layout on the arrays. We will move non-disruptive data across multiple arrays, across multiple environments to optimize your performance, to optimize your data reduction, and avoid what we call the human aspect, which actually accommodates to probably 80% of the errors we see in the field. But when you look on the next step is modernizing applications. With the acquisition of Portworx, we allow our customers to move to what we call microservices. That means you can use now containers running on Kubernetes to actually accelerate the services you can offer to your accounts, and you have you can offer a lot more and more flexible services to your accounts. And then with data services from Portworx, you can offer complete solutions. Think about MongoDB or a Cassandra platform, which is deployed with one click in our environment, and you can run it to deliver your complete new services. Cloud block storage is an infrastructure running on the cloud, AWS or Azure, where you can actually run the same physical environment you run on-prem. You can run it virtually in AWS, and it allows you to actually move complete workloads from on-prem to the cloud and back. And as I mentioned, FlashBlade gives you this huge and very performant platform for file and object for modern applications. I want to touch briefly on the Evergreen model, because this is a unique value we offer to our customers. So what we want to have, we want to have happy customers. So what we offer you is a love your storage guarantee, meaning you buy a product, you don't like it, you have the right to return. So we want to have you happy with what you acquired. We also don't want to have hidden costs. So all the software we have in this product is included. Now think about snaps, think about clones, think about replication, active-active encryption. All of these functionalities are included. You simply buy a product, a service, and everything is included. You don't need to have any hidden costs on it. We also guarantee you the product. So if we don't meet any of the performance or capacity guarantees we deliver, we're going to offer it for free to upgrade to accommodate your needs. Also, if you think about Evergreen Gold, it's another subscription model. Now, if you buy a product with Evergreen Gold, we give you every 3 years with the renewal of your maintenance, we're going to give you the latest and greatest technology we have in place without the need of migrating, without the need of purchasing these controllers or these arrays any longer. So free subscription to innovation. When it comes to the Net Promoter Score, so Net Promoter Score is a measurement of how happy or how satisfied our customers with our products. Now, we are in the top 1% of B2B companies. You can see that our value is roughly 83.5, where an industry average is 24. So that makes us confidence that the product we offer, the services we offer, the support we offer are in these top 1%. Let me tell you a little bit about customers and what they've achieved with Pure. So you see here T-Mobile. T-Mobile has acquired our product Portworx, and what they have achieved with this product is they reduce the time to market for new offerings. And they move from 6 months to hours to deliver these new services. So this is especially crucial if you look at a digital transformation where customer needs need to be implemented as soon as possible to gain an advantage on the market. The Portworx is the right product to deploy and gain agility here and speed. The next one is a government institution for Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia, they wanted to have a very reliable product, and they wanted to have a product which gives them a very, very fast response time. And you can see here the result with our NVMe product. They managed to achieve sub-millisecond of latency, means very, very fast response times. They have zero downtime when it comes to hardware upgrades, hardware maintenance, or software maintenance or upgrades. And also they managed to reduce their overall TCO by 40% running Pure in their environment. So now, I don't know if you watched the Formula One race last Sunday, which was very exciting. You can see that our customer, Mercedes-AMG, they run Pure Storage end to end. So they have our platform on the racetrack. So they're analyzing data from all the sensors on the car, allowing them to make very quick decisions on the strategy. But also they run it in their factories, where they have it to design and architect next year's car and optimize the existing car they run right now. So with this, I'm finished with my first part of it of presentation. I will come back after Yves will talk about the benefits of our product in the healthcare industry. So thank you very much.
Good. Thanks a lot, Claudiu, once again. So Pure Storage, as a summary, is considered the major disruptor in the data center in order to empower the digital services and the digitalization progress. And we do this by simplicity. So it is really important to understand how easy it is to change the foundation and actually to make everything else simpler in adopting new services, new flexible applications, and new flexible programs to the end users. Now, one of the most visible impacts are around healthcare, because everybody should care about healthcare. That's the availability. How easy it is to access the healthcare, how easy it is to run a service in healthcare, how easy it is to transform if you have the right tools. So I invite Yves Mahieue, who is our specialist EMEA responsible for the healthcare industry, to actually give you some examples of how the foundation, how the infrastructure can actually make your experience in healthcare better. Yves?
Thank you, Horia. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yves Mahieue, and as Horia has already presented, I'm the Email Director, Healthcare and Life Sciences for Pure Storage. Happy to be here, and thank you for your very broad and massive presence here on this platform. Allow me to share my screen. So, Claudiu already expressed a little bit and explained the modern data experience, which is really our flagship experience that we are delivering to our customers, which is built around 4 key principles, which is a subscription to innovation, cloud everywhere, simple and smart, and fast matters. And what I want to do now is really explain to you how this is helping day in, day out existing healthcare customers across the planet, in Europe, in the States, in Asia Pacific, to deliver better outcomes for the patients and for the clinicians, of course. Subscription to innovation. Let's think about a typical healthcare setting, and I'm gonna recollect into my own experiences. Before joining Pure, I was busy in the healthcare IT market doing medical imaging projects, and one of the experiences I still remember very vividly was when I was having to do a migration of all the medical imaging at the French University Hospital, probably 7 to 8 years ago. That was quite a massive endeavor. We started on Friday evening because we needed to replace the storage. We needed to put new storage in place and migrate all the DICOM, the medical images, for the patients from the one platform to the other. We could not do it during the business hours. The radiologists were starting to complain about lack of performance when we were trying to read and write the system and copy the data from one system to another. So we had to do it on Friday evening. We had to stop on Monday morning when the radiologists and the clinicians start using the system again. We had to migrate 300 terabytes of data at that time. And it took us, together with 2 people of the hospital, no less than 18 months. Sometimes there were mistakes, sometimes there were faulty reads, there were breaches of services, unavailability, performance losses. So everything that clinicians, doctors, specialists did not want, which is less availability and less performance, really became true during that operation. Subscription to innovation eliminates that. And this is a real life example that you see here of a medical record vendor, which is hosting in its own data centers hospitals. They started small in 2017 using 2 Pure storage arrays. The name and the version doesn't really matter, but they started to basically host a couple of customers. And what you see between 2017 and today is that as the number of customers increased, the workload increased, the terabyte increased, the requirements for performance increased. And because they were having a subscription to innovation, what Pure was able to do was upgrade their systems on the fly, going from small to big, from less performant to more performant, from less capacitive to more capacitive, on the fly, without any breach in performance, without any breach in availability. It is like you were going and using the cloud. You cloudified basically your data services. And this evolution, this subscription to innovation, this capability to follow your customer demand, whether you start small and you need to grow, having an infrastructure in place that is capable of supporting that without any issue in terms of performance and availability, guaranteeing the outcomes, which is my specialists, my pathologists, my radiologists, my clinicians can always access the patient information. In what stadium this project is all about, going from 2017 to today, that is really the power of the subscription to innovation. And this is really what we are delivering. We are absolutely revolutionizing this market. The old way of acquiring storage and managing and operating storage, whereby typically if you have a storage infrastructure every 4 or 5 years, 6 years, you replace that infrastructure, you put a new infrastructure, you repurchase everything that you have already purchased, you repurchase the licenses, you repurchase all the new storage, and off you go again. In our model, you only pay the difference if you go from a lower spec model to a higher spec model. Within our Evergreen Gold model, you only pay the difference. You never repurchase an existing capacity or an existing license again, which is really leading not just to better outcomes in terms of deliverables, performance, availability, but also massive TCO savings, of course, at the end of the day. For the biggest hospital in Europe, APHP, which is the Public Hospitals of Paris, that is serving 10 million Parisian citizens, we sold there the pure storage based on the subscription to innovation. And based on their calculations that we did together with them, we were achieving, or they were achieving, a TCO saving after 4 or 5 years of no less than 37%. So just comparing rebuying everything again after 4 years versus a subscription to innovation model, it's better in terms of services, it's better in terms of performance, it's better in terms of availability, and it's better in terms of CTO. And that is why today, proudly we can state that out of the 6 major EMR systems in the world out there, Pure is basically powering 5 of them out of 6, which means that all of these EMR vendors that are delivering mission critical services to the hospitals to provide better outcomes to their patients, all of them, except for one, have selected Pure as their underlying storage platform based on the subscription to innovation. Fast matters. Fast matters more and more. If you go into the healthcare world, what matters today in terms of better outcomes is reaching and achieving personalized medicine. But what is that personalized medicine? Well, in simple words, you could say it's the combination of different types of information around the patient, typically medical imaging information, seeing what is happening in the patient, combined with genomics information, seeing how the DNA in the patient and the variation of DNA in the patient is leading or risking to the existing of certain cancers or rare diseases, combining with all types of other information. Well, up to now, all of that information was stovepiped, siloed into different systems. Why? Again, the performance of unstructured data and the system supporting that unstructured data was such that typically every department within the hospital wanted to have their own system, only to be accessed by their own specialist. For example, a radiologist only accessing the medical imaging information, genomists only accessing the genomics sequencing information. While what you want to do in order to achieve better outcomes is combine all that information. You want to have a platform that is able to access, read, write, support, consume all the information around the patient, the genomics information, the pathology information, the medical imaging information, the lab information. You want to be sure that you have a platform that is able to do research on that information. So easily access that platform, launch a service, a research service, plenty of tools around now, combine it with the GPU farm to do neural network research on medical imaging, for instance. All of that without needing to copy, paste, and all the other operations, which are really time consuming and are really basically very negative in terms of productivity and research outcomes. So Pure, with its platform called FlashBlade, its multidimensional performance, multi-parallel performance is basically for the first time enabling hospitals and academic hospitals, research institutes to consolidate all of that information that you need to provide a personalized medicine trajectory to your patient on one single platform and deliver and consume it by whoever. We can consume that information now by radiologists who are in need to view the medical imaging. That information can at the same time in parallel be consumed by algorithms that will help the radiologist to do a better outcome, perform a better reading, for instance, discovering better cancer spots on a breast scan, as an example, or cancer spots on the lung scan. You can imagine after 5-6 hours of reading exercise that sometimes these people can miss out, and algorithms will support them. And in parallel, on top of that, can also support the creation of these algorithms using GPUs and neural networks to basically build these algorithms. All of these use cases, reading by radiologists, reading by algorithms that will support the radiologist, and reading by machines that will create the algorithms that will support the radiologist, all of these use cases at the same time can be supported on a platform like that. And that is really something which is revolutionary within that world, compared to the old world where all of the information was stovepiped, and if you wanted to combine that information, you had to copy it from one system to another. It was too slow. When you started copying work, people, specialists, were starting to complain about performance issues. All of that is being eradicated with such a platform. And at the end of the day, what we do at Cure is we really solve the life cycle management issue within healthcare. Think about healthcare in terms of life cycles. The patient, she or he can live for 100 years. She comes into contact with the healthcare system. Digital data is being created. Typically in Europe, we have to store that information for 30 years. And now that's really the challenge of every healthcare IT manager. Now that data that I need to store from a compliancy perspective for 30 years, I now have to keep that information, that medical information, readable and accessible across 3 generations of applications. Every 10 years, you will basically change your application, go from one version to another vendor, but also across 6 generations of storage. You know, every 5 years, you change your storage, you migrate, you restart over again. And each time you do that, you create workload, you create stress, you create service issues, you create unavailability, you create less quality outcomes for the physicians and the clinicians and the specialists that want to access that information. And that is really what we do with the subscription to innovation and the Evergreen model. We make sure that the storage is no longer a bottleneck. We make sure that all the data migrations disappear. The storage that we have is built around the data and made in such a fashion that whatever you do, you expand it, you make it bigger, you make it more performant. Whatever component you change on it, it has no impact at all. It is invisible, it has no impact on the services, so that your specialist, your IT staff can really concentrate on what really matters, which is the innovation. And innovation is really about making sure that you can deploy new applications, that you can go into genomics, that you can go into personalized medicine in order to provide better outcomes for your patients. We do that for all types of applications. We have very strong relationships with all of the application vendors out there within the medical IT landscape, whether we talk about patient record systems, EHRs, or medical imaging systems like PACS, or AI, or genomics, or pathology. You see a lot of these logos. These are all logos for which we have relations, validations, certifications, reference cases, so that all the technologies of Pure, and on the bottom page here, you can see a couple of them. FlashArray-X, which is really the high-performance platform that we run and use to run mission-critical patient record systems. Think about an Epic, a Daedalus of this world. FlashArray-C, which are high-capacity platform that we can, for instance, use for medical imaging archival. FlashBlade, or high-performance file platform, an object platform that we're using for storing all types of unstructured data. Think about DICOM images, pathology, genomic sequences. All of that is being stored on FlashBlade. We also protect everything. Everything is being protected with immutable snapshots that we call safe mode, so that you're being protected against ransomware. Sometimes together also with partners like Cohesity, which we then use and bring a solution that is called Flash Recover to the market. But you also work together with GPU vendors like NVIDIA in order to build, in order to build systems for AI and ML, which are definitely used in healthcare. Think about a customer of ours which is using digital pathology slices and is really building based on an ARI type of infrastructure algorithms to really help pathologists to do a better job in terms of pathology reading and outcomes. And together with another partner, Cisco, we are also delivering this as a full converged solution, so that you have really like a data center in a box, including the networking, the VMware licenses, the pure storage, and also the Cisco servers. At the end, all of that infrastructure is only there to serve you. And basically, based on the modern experience, modern data experience, deliver you better TCO. So don't rebuy and repurchase everything over and over again every 5 years. Follow the pure model like hundreds of hospitals in the world have already done. Enable innovation. Don't spend time anymore on data migrations. Forget about that. Concentrate on what really matters. And that's really building and deploying new applications to help your specialists and physicians and clinicians improve their experience. Always on, always available, always performant. That's the minimum standard within healthcare. And that is what we are delivering through the subscription to innovation, and reduce the risk for the organization. Data migration is a risk. Ransomware is a risk. All of these risks are being basically eliminated by the use of the modern data experience. And by reducing the TCO, enabling innovation, improving the clinician experience, and reducing the risk for the healthcare institutions, that is why we have become relevant within the healthcare space, and why Pure for the moment has been the fastest growing storage and IT infrastructure storage vendor within the healthcare and life sciences world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yves, and thanks a lot for being with us today. Thanks a lot also to the audience. And as you can see, it is very, very difficult to cover all the benefits of a foundation, of an infrastructure towards the goals. So clinical experience, faster research in the medical industry, better services in healthcare. Please, if you are attending or if you are working in these industries, reach out to Yves for the practical examples, because those are the most important factors, and to see exactly what is the impact and how actually we can get to the level that we need on the digital services. Now I'm inviting once again Claudiu to cover a little bit of the details from the technology, and afterwards also our partner Temperfield to also provide you the look of the people who are actually in the field working with you. Claudiu?
Yes, thank you very much. So let me dig a little bit deeper into what Pure offers and give you some more example of where you can benefit out of our technology, especially on the way to your transformation. So we talked about this slide. So I wanted to go deeper into a few aspects of these, the new trends. So if you think, this is from ESG, 66% of organizations, they said the digital transformation initiative is hindered by the unplanned downtime or insufficient application availability. And I wanted to talk a little bit on how Pure can help you with this. So this is a slide showing you the offering we have within Pure. So if you look on the left side, you see that now we have the physical arrays, and what we offer as a first line of defense, I would say, is the snapshot technology. So in case of any logical corruption, you can instantly recover your data from Pure snapshots. If you look on the physical disaster aspect, so we have synchronous replication between two sites. We have asynchronous replication within 2 or even 3 sites or multi-site, where you can avoid physical disasters to impact your application or your services or your offerings to your clients. So in case of a site going down by a natural disaster, fire, water, or tornado, you can instantly continue running your complete production environment from your remote site. And this is done without any human interactions required. So our platform is stable, is innovative enough to actually move workloads where on the surviving site and allow application to continue running. We also offer you the option to move your data into the cloud. So you can see on the bottom, you have Cloud Block Store, you have Cloud Snap, where it allows you to actually move your backup or your production data into the cloud. And in case of a major disaster, you can actually restart your complete production environment in the cloud. But the most critical aspect of this slide is the ransomware protection. So if you think about a hacker attack, which happens more often, especially during the pandemic. No, the first thing they do is they enter your data center. They are looking into your data, which are the most critical ones. They start encrypting them, but also they are looking into, hey, what kind of recoverability do they have? So they attack your snaps, they attack your clones, they attack your backup data, and make it actually impossible for you to recover from a ransomware attack. Because this is the way they make or they can get the money. And with our ransomware protection, with safe mode, we're actually protecting the snaps on the array or on the FlashBlade array if you want to replicate the data to a FlashBlade, and make it actually inaccessible by any software or any even administrator on the platform. This not only protects your data in case of ransomware attack, but allows you actually with the speed of FlashBlade to recover your data in hours or even minutes back to production. And this brings up your services and increases your customer satisfaction. So ransomware protection is blocking malware or hackers to actually delete or remove or encrypt your snaps. And also with the FlashBlade speed, you can actually instantly recover back to your production state. And this can be done with our backup partners. Now you can see here we work with any backup vendor on the market: Commvault, Rubrik, Veeam, Veritas, or Cohesity. So all of this is how modern data protection works. I wanted to touch a little bit on simplicity. Everybody says we have a simple product. No, Pure is a very, very simple product. No, it's installed in 30 minutes. No, it upgraded in less than 5 minutes. It requires actually no manual to operate. It's similar to an iPhone. Now, everybody knows, iPhone has a manual, but I don't think a lot of people have read the manual. So you open it up and you instantly know what to do. This is our approach for managing storage as well. So you don't need highly trained people to manage its environment. And this is why a lot of government institutions are running our product in trucks or on ships or on locations where you don't have people to operate it, because it is very, very simple. As I mentioned before, it has an all-inclusive software. So you don't need to buy licenses. You don't need to be concerned about growing capacity, paying a different fee. Everything is included. And also from a security point of view, everything is encrypted. It's inline encryption. There's no penalty to enable encryption. So everything you can see is easy to manage, easy to operate, easy to upgrade. So everything is included in the product. We also have a lot of sensors within the software. So with this, you can ensure proper operational, also insight into your data. And with our data, which is actually uploaded to Pure One, you can do a lot of stuff with our product. So from managing or having the visibility on your mobile device, wherever you are in the world, you can take a look, how is my platform operating? You can see performance analytics, you can see capacity analytics, you can see forecasting, you can see what I need to do when I reach any limits in terms of performance, in terms of capacity. You have visibility within applications, within VMs, so you can have a back-to-back visibility or end-to-end visibility from the storage into your network, into your application. You can also connect directly to support. You can see what support is doing, how the issues they've recognized on the array. But most importantly, it also predicts where you land on performance and capacity. And also you can simulate, if you want to upgrade an array to a next generation or a new version, you can predict how your environment will actually behave in case of an upgrade. So this gives you a lot of flexibility on how to manage, how to operate, and gives you a lot of visibility to predict things before they happen. And now coming to my last slide, which is modern applications. So if you look on modern applications, they require a completely new set of functionalities. So these modern applications, they need, they can't scale. They need to scale. They need to scale from 0.5 petabyte to multi-petabyte environments. Now we have a customer running 20 petabyte of data on our FlashBlades. And this can be scaled completely non-disruptive within one namespace. The next one is performance. FlashBlade gives you several gigabyte of per second throughput, because these applications, they require real-time analysis. They require AI workloads, which are very performance hungry. So, and modern analytics as well. Also, you need a platform who is very secured. As I mentioned before, we have encryption on the product. We have ransomware protection on the product. Now, this data is very, very critical moving forward. So it has to be protected. And we offer a lot of security functionalities within. But also it needs to innovate itself. So if you think about a platform being 10, 20, 30 petabytes in the future, you don't want to end up migrating these 20, 30 petabytes every 3 or 5 years, because that will be a nightmare. So Pure Storage offers you the flexibility to have a platform which is renewing or innovating itself every 2-3 years without the need of migrating the data off. So if you summarize the benefits of Pure, so you gain a huge performance with the FlashBlade platform. You gain agility. It allows you to move data around. It allows you to consolidate data from different modern workloads into one platform, avoiding you to run different data lakes with different requirements, different infrastructures. You combine it into one. And also it offers you a platform which is very, very simple. You have one interface you manage, and this can manage, as I mentioned, multi-petabyte of data with the least administrator needs. So this was a summary of the technology. So thank you very much. And I'm handing over to Temperfield. Thank you.
So thank you again, Claudiu. Thank you again to everyone. It's very important. The technology is amazing. The technology is very simple. But the difference between a failure and a success is actually made by the one who is designing, the one who has full visibility across a project, across a service. So I invite Calin, who from Temperfield is our partner in crime in this webinar, to actually present you what would be the end-to-end visibility across a project. Calin.
Thank you, Horia. Thank you, Horia. Thank you all for having me. Well, the speakers before me did show how to lay out the solid foundation of your digital services. In doing so, we can increase the resiliency of your digital platforms and services, bettering the availability, the protection, and the security as well. Also, we did show how to ensure the right levels of performance while improving the TCO. In addition, how to lay out the foundation for your digital data hubs. This would be critical for innovation and for innovation hubs as well. That would augment the applicability beyond what's currently present as digital services and increasing resiliency for those. Another key point, in my opinion, is simplicity that we can bring with Pure Storage to your organization. IT skills shortage is a reality. More than 75% of IT decision makers worldwide face critical skills gaps in their departments. And these skill gaps is continuously increasing. So simplicity is going to be even more valuable looking into the future. You can think that our countries are competing for brains with more developed countries. Now, I just prepared a few slides. I only have 4 or 5 slides. As a coincidence, today, 2 years ago, in Wuhan, first COVID patient was identified. And we are looking now on the screen at the genomic epidemiology, which was made possible through technology. And we did move, if you think about it, from months to days. We moved from months to days compared to the epidemic of SARS from 2002-2003. And this observation that we did move from months to days, this was made possible by 2 things. The point I'm making here is that both technology advancement and cooperation for data sharing and for working together has made better public services possible through faster outcomes. I also recognize and appreciate, for instance, Bulgaria's initiatives in biotech in our region, because this is fostering innovation. This type of commitment has strategic decisions, cooperation technology as king ready. Because my point here is that ideally, we would not focus only on bettering existing services, but also on how to create prosperity in doing so. Now, the main points here is that as decision makers, as policy makers, we are looking into increasing resiliency for critical infrastructures and everything in health, national security, tax authorities, customs, all these domains tends to have a digital side as well. Imagine what if you have a critical incident rendering the traffic management failure for a city. This means paralyzed city, transportation impact, and direct losses. We can improve these services for existing public digital services, and obviously this would be even more relevant and actual for the new digital society and the smart city initiatives. So we have two folds here to keep the lights on, yeah, and to improve service for what's already existing, but also to think about how to maximize these investments into keeping the lights on and improving the existing services, and taking a look also on how to create new opportunities through these investments. Now, Claudiu mentioned the partnership with Mercedes-AMG Petronas Motorsports, and they demand peak performance to continue its record-setting ways in Formula One. Just a few days ago, they won another Grand Prix title into Saudi Arabia. The team chose Pure Storage, which have delivered blinding speeds, unprecedented reliability and availability, and significant savings into the operating costs, and they trust us. In the same way, I believe that the public sector might benefit. This is why we can partner to define and build together this type of projects, no matter if it's for local authorities, for municipalities, for national-wide projects or regional initiatives as well. So with that, I thank you. I know that every big journey begins with small steps. So I invite you to connect with us and to start a conversation. I'm inviting back Horia, which will wrap up this session. Thank you again. Horia, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Calin. Just stay with me here just to say once again, thank you very much for attending this session. As a summary, it's very important to have a very clear and flexible and future-like architecture foundation in order to be able to cope with the new services, with the new generation of services. We have in Eastern Europe a gap between us and the Western Europe, and we should take this as an advantage, which means that we are able to put right now the foundation for the next 10, 15, 20 years of changes. Because as Calin said, and Yves said as well, faster is better. But actually right now is in these times, we are talking about life savings, not only generating satisfaction or providing the good services. We are able to provide faster travel, faster checking, faster life savings. So that's a very important part. As I said, it's impossible to cover everything in one hour, and this is the reason why we have actually Calin here. We actually Temperfield as a partner can bring together the whole picture. We thank once again the U.S. Chamber of Commerce in each country which participated to this webinar in this very, very nice area. We will be actually next year, we will be traveling across the region, and we invite you to have meetings with us, to discuss about projects, to discuss about what we have seen and what other people have seen. And really, the best way to understand and to build something is to see what others already built and to use this experience furthermore. So thank you very much for this attending this webinar, for having us with you in a very, very busy month. Once again, thanks a lot to the US Chamber of Commerce, again, in each country. And by the way, the session was recorded. So if anyone wants to see something, to review it or to share it with somebody else, please ask. If anyone from the US Chamber of Commerce wants to add anything on this level, please let me know. If not, we will just close the streaming right now.
Hi, it's Pamela again from the US Embassy. Thank you so much. I think it was a wonderful presentation and look forward to doing more with you in the region. All the best.
Once again for being with us, helping us to organize this event. And you know what, wish you very, very happy holidays, very quiet and a lot of travels if we are allowed to. And once again, we are here just to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.